After winning 4 of 5, the Outlaws back home for the final homestand of the year. Colby Smith, and alongside me, I'm pleased to be joined by my good friend Mikey Quackenbush. Mikey, how are we feeling tonight?
Feeling good. I think we can upset tonight. I want to see it.
Well, we already saw an upset earlier this year between this Outlaw team who's kind of thought of as the bottom dwellers, kind of thought of as a team that a lot of groups are overlooking here late in the season, and Oneonta's already played spoiler to a couple of teams. That Glens Falls game last week here, we
knocked them out. I mean, that was pretty cool. Put up 14 runs, season high. I mean, that's pretty.
Well, and then there was that Boonville game as well. I mean, Laws going up there to Boonville. The Lumberjets still kind of fighting for that fourth place spot. It's come down to these last two nights, and I mean, the Jets, hopefully, if they can win tonight and tomorrow, going to slide up there, overtake Mohawk Valley, who's now struggling, losers at 6 of 7. And I don't know, there's just a lot still to be decided here at the end of things.
I would honestly like to see Boonville make the playoffs, as they were not too good last year. They're kind of like how the Outlaws are this year. It'd be cool to see them go to the playoffs, see what they can do.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a group that I think a lot of us around here are hoping that we can model our program around, because you have a team with a lot of potential this year. Didn't really play up to expectations. That's exactly what the Jets had a year ago, and they totally overhauled their coaching staff and totally just made a whole bunch of changes, and now they have a whole new program, whole new atmosphere. And now, without any further ado, we're going to go down to our pregame player interview of the day with middle infielder Brendan Connolly. And so we'll step aside and we'll be right back, talk about yesterday's loss in Utica, and get you ready for first pitch here against the Mohawks. Colby Smith, and I'm joined here today by Outlaws middle infielder Brendan Connolly. Brendan, another tough loss yesterday up in Utica. Just kind of walk me through that matchup.
Yeah, it was a tough loss. I thought we played pretty well. The bats were working for us. We were moving guys around and everything. Defensively, just couldn't get it done, and they swung it better than us at the end of the day. Tough loss, but we're shaking it, and we're getting ready to play tonight.
Well, how exciting was it trail 3-0 early like you all did, and then rally back to make it an interesting game at least?
Yeah, it was awesome. We didn't put our heads down and throw in the towel. Everybody did their part. Got guys on base, started driving in runs, and we made it a close game. Just didn't end up the way we wanted to, but we're going to bounce back today.
Despite the struggles that this group has had all summer, what do you think have been the biggest positives that you can really take away from this season?
I think the strides that everybody's made, just seeing better arms and getting defensive reps, and just getting better every day. Every day it's a grind. So you learn a lot in this game, and every day you come out here, you learn something new. So I think we've all learned a lot this season, and yeah, we're just trying to end on a high note now.
As somebody who came back to this team for a second year, what specifically did you try to add to this gang leadership-wise this year?
Yeah, I mean, I just tried to do my part in helping the team win. It didn't go our way a lot this summer, but, you try to do as much as you can to help the team win and just come out and compete every day. And, whether that's getting a sac fly, RBI, or, making some defensive plays, you just try to help in any way you can.
How do you feel like you contributed specifically to growing this locker room and, leaving a legacy here in Oneonta?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I definitely did my part, but, there's a lot of other guys who've done more than me, and, I'm happy to have been here. It's been great the last 2 years. I made a lot of good friends here the last 2 summers, lifelong memories. So it's been an awesome experience, and just getting to know everybody, it was awesome.
In terms of favorite memories or favorite things from these last 2 summers, what do you got for me?
Definitely the past 4th of Julys. They were awesome, both games against Mohawk Valley. We tied the first one my first year in a crazy game, and then this year we ended up winning. That was really exciting, a lot of fun. And, just being able to go out every day with my friends and hang out with them, go to the gym with them, and really, just be around them all day. It's awesome.
Well, I know you and I have talked about it quite a bit off the record, but you're still in search of school for the fall. Just tell me about what that process has been like and where you're at right now.
Yeah, it's been a stressful process. The first 2 months were really stressful. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I started questioning a lot, but right now we're looking good. I found a new home, so I'm really excited to get that going. That'll be announced in a couple days' time, but I'm really excited, and I can't wait to start the fall.
Brendan, thank you so much for your time. Good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
So with that, welcome back here to Maskey Field as we're still getting ready for first pitch against the Mohawks. Let's now go back and talk about that loss yesterday for the Outlaws up in Utica. It was another one where the Outlaws gave up a couple of runs to fall behind early. They were being no-hit through the first 5 frames before finally cracking through in the 6th. Evan Staroba, unfortunately, only going 4 innings yesterday to start it off. 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned run. 4 walks, 3 strikeouts was his final line, and David Denton, who came in behind him out of the bullpen in what's likely going to be his final appearance of the summer, 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, and it was a good outing for Denton. He was filling up the zone, he was right around, hitting all his spots, but unfortunately, things just kind of gave out. Utica was hitting the ball well, and the Utica team was now won 8 in a row. They are red hot, and with the win yesterday, they clinched the number 3 spot in this East Division. So they're going to go to Saugerties on Wednesday night. Stallions have one more game left here in the regular season. That's going to be tonight, and so then they'll get an off day ahead of the postseason starting. This Amsterdam team, on the other hand, let's talk about it. I mean, last Wednesday, their 20th division title in team history, their 13th straight, and their 15th under head coach Keith Griffin. It has been a remarkable run for this program, and the Outlaws just hope here in these final days of the regular season, because you heard it from Brendan Connolly. At the end here, you're just trying to build some momentum. You're trying to do the little things right. You're trying to stay focused, and that's just been the continuous preaching that this team has had to listen to from head coach and assistant coach Keaton and Josiah here all summer long, because when the dog days of summer came around, this team didn't roll over. We said it in our open, but they won 4 of 5 before these last 2 losses, because before those 2 off days, had that 13-3 very forgettable 8-inning loss against the Stallions, and then turned around, and after that bus trip to Utica yesterday, falling 7-3. Hits were knotted up 7 apiece. Outlaws 1 error, and Utica with none. Both teams leave 9 on base, and the Outlaws take 6 punches with Utica taking 3. Your player of the game yesterday was none other than Kazuhara, 2 for 4 with a run, and now we're going to have our national anthem here in Oneonta.
Our singing of the national anthem. Please welcome from Edmondson Central School rising senior Isabella Roy. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes
So after this Amsterdam Mohawks team won the Eastern Division last Wednesday night, they have since lost 2 of 3. They fell at Boonville on Thursday by a 12-5 score, turned around the very next night in 8 innings, outlasting the Glens Falls Dragons, who they swept the season series against 11-1 before yesterday, falling 14-6 in Saugerties. And that was quite the season series, to say the least, between Amsterdam and Saugerties. 11 matchups between the two teams. It's not often that you hear teams in a summer league season play that many times, but because of the close proximity, the fact you're only playing the same 6 teams all summer, you of course had that to deal with. They just kind of went at each other all summer long, and I think the feeling is that we're probably going to see a Mohawk Stallions Eastern Division final later this week, as we'll now get my good buddy Mikey Quackenbush back on here. And Mikey, this Outlaw team, it's been a while since they've been able to say they were in the playoffs, but again, like we were talking about in our pregame show, trying to play spoiler, trying to stay loose, play some good baseball here at the end.
Trying to knock people out of playoffs like we already have. I mean, we ain't got not much else to play for except for our dignity, our passion for baseball, and to knock people out of the playoffs.
Well, and if you're head coach Keaton Mark, it's a great atmosphere here at Damaski Field tonight. South Courtright Little League night. It's Mental Health Awareness night. You run Pat Dangler out there on the bump. He's struggled here as of late. What does he got to do to turn it around?
He's got to just throw strikes and hope his defense just has good plays behind him. I mean, that's really all you can hope for. I mean, you want somebody that can go at least 5 or 6 innings as a starter. I mean,
well, and Dangler certainly hasn't fit that bill to this point. 0-4 is his record, 8 appearances, 4 starts, has a 794 earned run average across 17 innings, as he'll now see Chris Holcraft coming to the plate here for Amsterdam to start it off. But when you say you need a starter to go 4 or 5 innings, the fortunality for this Outlaw bullpen is only needed 3 arms to get through that one yesterday in Utica, had those 2 off days before, so every arm that's left, almost all of them available.
Yeah, pretty much all of them. I mean, unless, I don't know who threw yesterday, but they should be all ready to go. For the last 2 home games, I mean, everybody should be fresh.
The 1-0 skyrocketed up foul territory, third base line. Brendan Connolly not going to have a play on it as it drops in the seats over there. So the count's going to go 1-1.
Play out there.
Brendan Connolly is playing third base for the first time in the month of July, second time here this summer. Not a position he's all too familiar with, and kind of got a little bit of that going on tonight with this cast that's left here. Owen Burnsworth sliding in, playing second for the first time here this year. Is the 1-1, spiked off the plate, and count's going to go 2-1.
Yeah, I think I've only seen Brendan Connolly play second base and shortstop. I mean, it's just a little odd to see him at third, but hopefully he can have some good defense tonight.
2-1. And Holcraft, a missile up behind home, and that one is going to take a bounce and get on out of here. So it's 2-2 quickly. Only one error in the field yesterday in Utica, and just, 3 now over the course of the last 4 games? Something like that.
It's better than what they averaged in the month of June.
That one, Dangler picking up his first strikeout, goes to the slider down and outside, and Holcraft offers, and so there's 1 away.
Number 28, Jake Spars.
Maybe Dangler just pitched well tonight with the South Korea crowd, his hometown. I mean, maybe he'll just pitch pretty well tonight.
It would certainly be nice to see him go on lockdown here against the Mohawks. As Jake Swart first pitch swinging. It seems like the Mohawks going to be aggressive here as that one out to the left field corner in foul territory, and so quickly 0-1.
Dangler just needs to keep throwing strikes. I mean, if we want to have any chance of winning, just got to throw strikes, and defense just has to make plays.
Sport, the lefty batter, who's been pretty good here for Amsterdam this year, especially in the month of July. An absolute rocket out to right field, drifting back in the corner. Dane Richards has it just in front of the track, and there's 2 away.
Now batting from Gulf Coast Community College.
Dane Richards making it look easy out there.
He's like a very good outfielder, decent hitter. He's been playing. I feel like he's played almost every game. That's what you want out of a player. Good fielder, everyday guy.
Got a lot of kids go around and shake some hands.
Great touchstone. Had the off day yesterday for the Mohawks. Now he draws back in. He's got to take a low called strike one against Dangler. Touchstone, a 362 average across 39 games. All starts this summer for the Mohawks. And he leads this team in RBIs. Is on the one-hop. Dangler on the bat pit. Fired over to Waterman.
Very good inning from Dangler.
That gets him out of the inning. Quick 1-2-3 done here by Dangler in the top of the first. And so we head to the bottom half of the inning. It's an 0-0 score between the Mohawks and your Outlaws. Bottom of the first inning, back here in Oneonta. Mohawks and Outlaws for the final time here in 2025. And what a season series it's been. The Outlaws doing something they did a year ago in their last meeting up in Amsterdam 2 Fridays back. A 3-2 victory, and they try to carry the momentum of that into this one. Facing an arm on the hill, and Nolan Fight, who's making just his second start on the hill as a Mohawk. Kazuhara's in the box to start the bottom half, and there's called strike one on the lower outside edge. Uhara, as you saw in the pregame, player of the game yesterday in Utica with a 2-for-4 performance, scored a run, also had a strikeout late in the game. As that one, same spot, and another called strike as it's 0-2. Fight you saw in his first start against Boonville, quick worker, going to waste no time out there. His 0-2. And Uhara caught it off the end of the bat as it sails to the bat stop, and so we'll try it again. Behind the plate for Fight is Bray Touchstone, and first to third on the infield, it's McKillop, John Young Jr., Chris Holcraft, Peyton Jemison, Costello, McCrane, Cowan, left to right in the outfield here for the visiting Mohawks. 0-2. And Uhara slapped it the opposite way over the seats and gets out of the ballpark. And so now 4 pitches in, still 0-2. Outlaws playing their 40th game of the year here tonight, and tomorrow will be game 41. Looking like it's going to be good weather, so we'll get the finale in against Glens Falls. Uhara off the line on the third base side.
What'd I say, bro? What'd I say?
And so now 5 pitches and still 0-2. Outlaws this summer have gone 5-11 at home. Trying to add 1, maybe even 2 more here at the end of that. Fight out of the stretch. Here's another go at it. And that one just missing down and out. And so it's 1-2. Uhura has led this team at batting average this summer, now with a 3.08 across his 20 games, 20 for 65 overall. Has 5 doubles, 5 ribbies. The 1-2. And that one on the ground, pelted right towards Young Jr. on the run. Got it to McKillop in time. And that will be out 1.
Pushing the plate from Eastern Connecticut State, number 5, Matt Carrera.
So Uhura is forced down 4-3. And next up going to be Matt Carrera. Outlaws, as per usual, batting 10. Is Keaton Mark, it seems like, even though not liking the whole batting 10 thing, is really kind of run with it to get guys at bats, and at times it's worked well to get offense going, and so you hope that here at the end and trying to grab a couple last victories, this batting 10 thing works out for the best. Fight with his 1-0. Carrera, little slapper, just past the glove of Young Jr. as he took a tumble. Got into shallow right past Cowan. And that will be a single for Carrera. So it takes a weird bounce, and John Young Jr., I don't know what happened there, got tangled up a little bit and trying to rush it. So Outlaws get their first base runner, and it's going to be Dane Richards' turn. Richards played left field yesterday for the Laws. This 1-4 in the batting order hasn't really changed over the course of the last week plus for head coach Mark. 0 for 3 with a ribby and a strikeout yesterday. His RBI coming courtesy of a sac fly in that 6th inning when the Outlaws scored their 3 runs. As again, we said it already, went to the middle of the 6th, tied 3-3, and then the Blue Sox 4 unanswered to take yesterday. That one just above the shoelaces, counts 2-0. Richards has been very patient here in his at-bats as of late. Been working a lot of deep counts. Checklet to first, 2-0. And that one way off the plate, and so it's 3-0. If you're just tuning in, this is the 6th and final meeting between Amsterdam and Oneonta here in 2025. 3-0 pitch. Called strike, and it's 3-1. Just a second here, we'll run through the rest of the Outlaw batting order for you. Is Fight checking Carrera at first. He's on the run. A hit and run trying to be executed, but that one going to get foul out and right. Mohawk bullpen area, so it moves full. Zach Porter, the designated hitter, up behind Richards. Cole Waterman in the 5 spot at first. Darren Dangler draws back in for the first time since last Tuesday. And he's behind the dish. Connolly at third in the 7 spot. Wirtz is the EH as Richards going to draw the walk. Takes an elevated pitch up and away off the plate. And so it'll be first and second for the Laws with just 1 out.
Wofford University, number 49, Zach.
So Oneonta wasted no time getting runners on base. Zach Grau in the 9 spot in left, and then Owen Burnsworth rounds it out in the 10 spot playing second. This is a big spot for Porter, who hates those days when he doesn't have a hit, and of course had one yesterday with his 0 for 2 day against the Blue Sox. That one up and away, ball 1. He recently had a 15-game hitting streak as well, so Zach Porter has been about as good as it gets here for the Laws and super duper consistent. Here's the 1-0. And that one up and away. And count runs 2-0. Porter also had an RBI, 2 walks, and a strikeout yesterday. Again, Carrera off second. Richards off first. Just 1 down here, bottom 1 in Oneonta. The pitch. Down and away. Good leave by Porter, so it's 3-0. Outlaws, we already said it, but tomorrow the regular season finale playing the Glens Falls Dragons. It's going to be Oneonta Fan Appreciation Night. We're going to have some long white cotton sleeve shirts at the concession stand for $10 a piece. Also going to be selling ice cream sandwiches for $1 a pop tomorrow. So going to be a good time. (3-1) here on Porter. Fights off right. And that one going to say a high. So, bases are going to be full of Outlaws with still just one down. And immediately we're going to get a mound visit to go talk to Nolan Fight. Probably not a bad call at all. You don't want to let the Outlaws start to get hot here early on in this ball game, because when Oneonta's put together quite a few runs in the early stages of a game, they don't seem to look back. Hasn't happened too many times, but in the times that it has, it usually ends in good fortune for these Laws. Amsterdam, their regular season finale tomorrow, going to be against the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs at home at 6:35. And then, as Mikey was saying in our pregame show, Boonville, Mohawk Valley fighting here at the end for that number 4 spot. It's all going to come down to probably tonight. I'm sure by the end of the night it's going to be decided, and then there's really not going to be much to play for tomorrow. Not that the West Division could say the same, with their season wrapping up yesterday and West Division playoffs starting tomorrow. So East always a day behind. And we'll talk about the West Division playoffs in the second inning and how their bracket shaped out, because it was kind of fun to watch that race. On our bus trip back from Utica yesterday, got to check out a little bit of that Jamestown and Batavia game, and that was for first place in the West Division, and it was a fun one. But again, we'll get to that more later on. Waterman shoots one off foul until the count's 0-1. He was 1 for 2 with a pair of walks yesterday. Guerrero's off third, Richards off second, Porter off first. Laws are threatening near bottom 1. Fights pitch. Drifts towards the knees, and the count's going to be 1-1. Waterman hasn't had a whole heck of a lot of bid situations to try to put the ball in play during his time with the Outlaws, so nice to see him get a chance here now to really shine. 1-1. And that one called strike. Fight went back to that fastball, trying to get him to chase, so 1-2. Out of the stretch here. Fights pitch. And Waterman with a little taser off the line foul.
How's the smell down there, Mallory?
So it'll stay 1-2.
I'm right by you.
No.
To the left.
Fight. Drift one's up and, well, I guess away. 2-2.
But he said straight on the broadcast.
Sorry, no one wants to do this again.
Waterman takes a 2-2, elevated. And so count's going to move full with one out. So this is a critical pitch with one out. You don't want to see that second punch out taken on the board, but if you walk in a run, and of course the Laws take the lead. The 3-2. And that one going to be high, ball 4. And so the Laws are going to take a 1-0 lead. Cole Waterman wins the battle. Picks up an RBI. Bases are still going to be juiced.
Now batting from Russell
And
City,
so
Darren Dangler.
Darren Dangler's going to come to the plate in a big moment. Dangler's really struggled at the dish this summer, but as he's kind of pointed out, and as we can kind of say for ourselves, it really is hard to get into a rhythm when you're not playing very regularly. It's really kind of been once a week when he's been healthy that he's been in there. And nice to see him getting the chance to catch Pat again here tonight after doing it last Tuesday. Is that one missing up and away. And it's 1-0. He finished 0 for 3 with a strikeout yesterday, or last Tuesday, excuse me, when he was last in the lineup. Fight 1-0. And that one upstairs, 2-0.
Next, this
Nobody's up and throwing in the Mohawk bullpen, and you got to assume that they're going to try to get as many innings out of Fight as they can. You're getting down here to the end. You want to use, I don't want to hate on anybody or say that anybody's not as good, but you kind of want to use your weaker arms because you want to save your power guys for those postseason games, because you got to win 2 games to even get to the final, and then you got to win 2 in the final. So Mohawk's going to have to win 4 more games after, of course, the regular season wraps up if they want to be champions for a 4th consecutive year. 2-1 from Fight, and Dangler, good leave, makes it 3-1. Fight with another critical pitch. 3-1. Dangler, good rip. Can't connect though, so moves it full. Second straight full count here for Fight. The payoff. Dangler shot high in the air out towards right center, drifting on over. That one's caught. Will Cowan making the play, tagging from third. Dane Richards comes to score, and that's a sac fly for Big D. Outlaws, a 2-0 lead.
Now batting from Hudson Valley Community College, number 13, Brandon Connelly.
So that's going to leave runners at the corners here for the Laws. And we'll add that run to the score column. So loud out for Dangler, a very hard hit, barreled up ball, and that's certainly what you enjoy seeing. Porter's at third, Waterman's at first, and they're going to catch Waterman at a pickle as McKillop to Young Jr. over the glove as McKillop loses that one. Waterman trying to go to second. Finally, the tag slapped on. So some very unfortunate luck here for the Outlaws. Is that going to wrap up the half inning? Oneonta, though, does get the first 2 runs, and it will be on just 1 hit. No errors here for the Mohawks, and Laws are going to strand a pair. So we hit top of the second here at Damaski. It's 2-0 Outlaws.
James and Brody are dance battling Mugger.
Top of the second, back here in Oneonta, Colby Smith, Mikey Quackenbush, and there's the first pitch right to Luke Costello. And Mikey, a little bit of confusion there at the end of the half inning, but with the rundown that Waterman got caught in, Zach Porter scores, run does count, and it's 3-0.
I will take something away from that. Cole, in the middle of it, just started clapping while the ball was still in play. I don't know what it's going through his mind. I mean, the run scored, but he could have kept the inning going.
Hey, he was happy. He was fired up.
But, I mean, why wouldn't you just go back to first base? He was just clapping, just something.
He's having a good time. We're always having a good time here in Oneonta.
Yeah, I mean, some of us here are having a good time.
Are you having a good time, Mikey?
I'm having an awesome time right now.
That's good. I'm glad.
I don't know about some people, but
Hey, I'm having a good time. I think our big crowd that we have in attendance here tonight's having a good time too. Counts 2-2. And this one blasted out towards the right center gap. Uhura over and makes the play. How about it? Uhura on the run goes over to the gap and makes another one
Now batting.
look about as easy as it gets here for the Laws on defense. Dangler's certainly getting some good help here from the defense to start, and now Brandon McCrane going to walk on up to the dish. McCrane 1 for 3 in the big loss yesterday at Saugerties. Had a walk and a strikeout as well as that one called strike. And he'll fall behind 0-1. McCrane has been an electric presence for this offense as well at times. 291 is average, which, if you can believe it, only sits middle of the pack on this Mohawks squad. But with a team that has a resume like this group does, it only really makes sense. Hitting 281 as a team across 42, which is 4th in the league. Only Batavia, Jamestown, and Saugerties in front of them. 1-2's your count here now on McCrane. Dangler trying to send down 5 in a row to start this one off. Brett Rowell waiting in the on-deck circle here for Amsterdam. Is Dangler's 1-2, spiked in front of the plate. Couldn't even get it to that opposite batter's box with it, and so it's 2-2. Brett Rowell in the hit spot is the DH. Will Cowens in right. John McKillop hits 8th at first. John Young Jr. going to be at second. And Peyton Jemison rounds out the lineup at third in shallow right. That one falls in front of Dane Richards on a one-hop, but he's able to swat it down. So it'll be a one-out single from McCrane, and that's the first hit of the night for Amsterdam.
Approaching the plate from West.
Dane Richards laid out, tried to do what he could to get to that ball, but unfortunately just falling short.
I did, and now it has a 7-0.
Brett Rowell in the 2 spot yesterday in Saugerties. 1 for 4 with a ribby. And now hopefully he can replicate that success and give the Mohawks a spark plug back. 0-1 from Dangler, and that one dropped down and out, and so it's 1-1. Coming up in the top half of inning 3, we'll take a look at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard for the first time tonight, as that one angled on the dish foul, and the count's going to be 1-2. Looking around the horn defensively for the Laws tonight. It's Darren Dangler behind the dish. First to third on the infield, Waterman, Burnsworth, Carrera, and Connolly's at the hot corner. Rao, Uhura, Richards, left to right in the outfield confines. As Rao puts it on the ground through the hole on the right side into shallow right. McCrane going to stop at second, and the Mohawks back-to-back singles with still just one away. So Brett Rowell with a pitcher-perfect placement on that ball, knowing that Burnsworth was pinched over more towards that second base bag. Just found a little bit of room to work with, and got the job done. Will Cowan, the right fielder, another guy who's been really dang good for this Mohawk team. Just 1 for 3 yesterday, though, as he shows bunt and takes strike 1. Saugerties put together 2 5 spots in the game yesterday in the second and fourth that really helped them run out to a lead they wouldn't look back on, led 11-4, and then ultimately cruising to that 14-6 victory. Dangler turns around and checks as the 0-1 in foul ground. Third base side out towards the Outlaw pen, so it's 0-2. Amsterdam last year in the championship series, defeating Elmira in a pair of games to win their third straight here in the PGCBL. Keith Griffin is on a run that probably will never be replicated here in the PGCBL with this Mohawk program, as Dangler now stepping off. Gotta wonder how many years Coach Keith Griffin still going to have in the tank coaching in Amsterdam. Is a high, deep fly ball out towards the right center gap, racing on over. Richards able to pull it down. He'll gonna throw in, but tagging and heading to third goes Brandon McCrane. And so Amsterdam going to have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
At the plate, number 40, John McKillop.
John McKillop in the 8th spot in this Mohawk lineup. McKillop 1 for 4 yesterday, had 9 putouts in the field. Was certainly dialed in, has been good with the bat, also provided good defense. 2 hops, Connolly, a high throw, pulls Waterman off the bag. First run's going to score as McQueen trots in, and the Mohawks back within 2. So that'll be an RBI single for John McKillop.
Number 3, John Youngs Jr.
And John Young Jr. in the 9th spot now going to swing up. Again, now a 3-1 score with 2 away. Young Jr., another one who had the off day yesterday down in Socrates. 2 straight on the road here for the Mohawks before the regular season home finale. That one an elevated miss, and the count's 1-0. That one sails up, and count's going to be 2-0. How many outs we got? Dangler's 2-0. Skyrocketed in the air towards center. Uhura takes a couple stutter steps back, camps underneath it, and the half inning's over. Mohawks going to play to run on 2 hits. 1 error is the throw by Connolly that pulls Waterman off, is going to be scored in E5, and so there will be no ribby on the play. And it's going to be 3-1 Oneonta as we head top of the 3rd, or bottom of the 2nd. Man, I'm really getting ahead of myself here tonight. Bottom of the 2nd here on Laws YouTube.
Leading off for the Outlaws.
Back here for bottom of the second inning is Stuart Tomaski Field, Colby Smith, and I got a special guest alongside me here for this half inning, Seth Reynolds at ADAC. Seth, how we doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Outlaw baseball, great night here at Tomaski. Can't complain.
Love it. Love it.
Nolan fights back out for his second inning of work, and he's going to face 7, 8, 9 in the Outlaw order to start it off after they potted 3 runs against him in the first. Connolly going to take a miss down and away, and the count's 1-0. So, Seth, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me about your position with ADAC and what that stands for.
Sure. I'm the executive director at ADAC, Delaware County. We teach Too Good for Drugs, Too Good for Violence, and I work for the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Council.
How long have you been doing that, and what are some of your favorite things about your role?
Well, I did it a few years ago. For 4 years, I was a prevention educator, and then I was a stay-at-home dad for 3 years, and I've just recently come back to work at ADAC. And I love what we teach, love the message, and we teach K through 12 in most of the Delaware County schools, and actually one of our schools is here tonight, South Courtright, so it's really good to see all those kids.
Fight falling behind you on Connolly, 2-1 to start the half inning, and now goes fastball again upstairs and outside, so 3-1. When you're going around and teaching all these kids, what specifically do you lean on and find most important in your job?
The lessons are, the simple lessons, goals, decision-making, just getting kids to think before they do things. And, we talk about things with some of the older kids as far as substance use and abuse. With the younger kids, we just focus on goals and decision-making and that type of thing. But with the older kids, we definitely get into substance use and misuse and the consequences of that.
Connolly off of first after the leadoff walk, and Ian Wirtz in there taking a called strike 1. In terms of any specific stories that you want to share just about the work that you've done, what do you got for me?
Oh, I've seen kids in the community when I was a stay-at-home dad after being a prevention educator for 4 years. And I've had kids come up to me in the community and tell me, hey, this happened or that happened, and you were exactly right. And it's definitely meaningful to have them come up to you in the public and talk about something that they had learned while being in your classroom. It means that the message is getting across.
So how does your system work? How do you get into these schools, and just how did ADAC really come to be?
ADAC came to be in the early 1980s. Mary Rosenthal was the executive director for a long time, did an amazing job with ADAC. And we are in most of the Delaware County schools except for, right now, Hancock and Andes. But we're all over. And the message is very, very strong. It's a great message. We try to lay the groundwork with K through 6. And then, the schedules are the hard thing. When schools are so loaded with what they have to teach, so they don't have a lot of extra time. But if we can get in there, it's definitely impactful.
Zach Rao in a 0-2 count after Ian Wirtz's fly out to Luke Costello in left. Lights are starting to come on here at Tomaski, just the bottom of the second. Little hit and run play, and Rao a little dribbler off foul. So we'll try it again. Well, when you say that schools have a lot to teach, how specifically do you usually fit in? Is it usually like you step in and teach in terms of a health class sort of role? Is it assemblies or what?
Well, we do both. We do presentations, and we also work in the classrooms. For the younger students, we're in an actual classroom. And our program is 10 weeks, so it's once a week for 10 weeks. And we usually slide in place of something they already have scheduled for that 10-week period. And then last year I taught in Sydney School, and I was in their advisory class period. So it was a class period where they usually go for tutoring or extra help or go to another teacher. But for that 10-week period, they stayed with me, and we went over a whole bunch of different things with substance use, misuse, and answered a lot of questions and had a lot of open, really good conversations.
Number 12,
Zach Rao goes the opposite way with a dropped-in single to the left center gap. So Connolly advances to second, Rao's at first, and it's Owen Burnsworth here in the 10 spot in the lineup, facing Nolan Fight, who's still continuing to struggle in terms of his pitch placement. First offering to Burnsworth, going to miss high, and that's ball one.
Okay, turn that back on.
Well, when you say that you were in those schools, of course, had lots of good conversations, what do you mean by good conversations, and what are just some of the topics that you find to be really prevalent and important right about now?
The biggest thing right now, one of the biggest things right now, and it's everything, but one of the biggest things we're talking about right now is vaping and just how destructive that actually is. The whole thing behind vaping has been a myth. There's nothing about vapor. It's a really terrible product, and it's terrible for young kids to use it. It's a lot stronger delivery system, faster delivery system than cigarettes ever thought of being. In one vape, you can get, I think, 2,500 to 4,000 puffs.
Wow.
You know, in a pack of cigarettes, you have 20 cigarettes, you're looking at 200 puffs. So they can literally take that and do it constantly. For when he became a senior, he had bought a vape, I think, 4 months prior to that, and he almost didn't make the team as a senior. He just didn't have the lung capacity.
Wow.
So it's very destructive, very destructive. But that's something that the kids, you know, it's very prevalent in schools. It's something the kids like to talk about and get the facts on. And that's the biggest thing, just giving them the facts and letting them make the decisions for themselves. That's what we do. We give them the info and hopefully they make the best decision for themselves, because we're not going to go in there, you know, and tell anybody what to do, but we give them the info and let them do what they want with it.
Well, as somebody who studies this and has kind of seen the involvement of vaping and just kind of how things have gone, how do you see, like, the trend progressing? Do you think that vaping is still going to continue to be a problem, or do you think that it's starting to decrease?
I think it's going to get worse. I really do. They took all the things, you know, smoking was on a decline there for a while because, you know, it smells awful. It wasn't the in thing to do anymore. And I think big tobacco was losing quite a lot of money with that. So, you know, coming up with vaping, they took all the negatives out of smoking, and then a lot of false info was getting thrown around about vaping, how it was healthier, and, you know, they were trying to get people that were heavy smokers to switch to vaping. And a lot of it was just misrepresentation of the product and false info. And the other thing is, too, with the whole technology age, kids and young kids are drawn to it because it smells like Fruit Loops, or it smells like something nice, you know. And the different vapes, they've got lights to them. If they tap them together, they'll you know, different colors will pop up. The other thing is, the industry is making it so it's very, very easy to conceal. So we've seen hoodies where the hoodie strings are actually vapes, and in school they can hide it really well. So it's hard for schools to even keep up with it. So they can hide it. It's something that it seems to be very, very prevalent in schools right now. You know, and the other big thing we're seeing is the Zyn pouches, the nicotine pouches. That is a huge problem in schools right now, and we learn every day new things about this stuff because it comes out so frequently. One of the things with the Zyns, the nicotine pouches, is it can cause issues in your blood because it's such a powerful. It's powerful, you know, and they can put it in their mouth. Most of the time, you don't even know they have it, you know. But it can cause issues with your blood. And vaping's the same. You're looking at different types of blood toxicity, you know, because of the nicotine in the blood. And with the vaping, it's a lot of chemicals.
That one scooped by Fight, and he goes to McKillop to get the out of Carrera, and that ends the frame. Seth, what were you saying?
What's that?
What were you saying?
No, I was just saying that it's so new. A lot of this stuff, we're finding it out as we go. So we do research on a daily basis, you know, to try to keep up with it. But I try to give the kids the facts and just let them make the decision for themselves, you know.
For sure.
I think a lot of times if you go in there and you try to tell them something, don't do this or don't do that, they're more apt to go out and do it. So I go in and I give them the facts. I try to show them some situations where it's been, been bad for the person that was using it, and hopefully they make a good decision for themselves,
For sure. Seth, it's been a pleasure having you on.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Outlaws, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They're going to strand 3. We hit the top of the third. 3-1 Oneonta is your score. Top of the third inning, back here in Oneonta. Dangler out for another inning of work, and Peyton Jamison going to shoot the first one he sees straight back into the fencing. Foul, so it's 0-1. Jamison, the 10-hole hitter in the Mohawk lineup, so he'll bat, and then we'll go back to the top of the lineup. Really appreciate ADAC Executive Director Seth Reynolds taking the time to swing up here on our Mental Health Awareness Night, talk about the mission, of course give you some good stories about all the great work they're doing. And coming up in the bottom of the third, we're going to have another guest joining us as we'll get a representative from Leaf up here as the count's going to go to 1-2. Had 5 organizations represented here on our Mental Health Awareness Night, and we're doing the best we can to give them the opportunity to provide some information, give people some info about the importance of mental health, and also we got some public address reads in-game here to provide some info, and we're just trying to make it the best experience we can and certainly start that conversation, because mental health is a conversation that certainly needs to be had nowadays. So many more people are struggling with it than you'd ever even begin to believe. 2-2. And this one lofted up in foul territory, this side of the ballpark. And going to get out of the yard on a couple of skips. So it'll stay 2-2. It's become such a problem in everything, and athletics, it's a big problem too. It's so many guys who think of it as a weakness, don't want to say, I'm struggling, but getting that help, taking that step is something that really needs to be done, because, of course, taking those steps like suicide or hurting yourself, those are things that you never want to even fathom. Full count, and that one drops in and left for a base knock. So Jemison has a leadoff single here to begin the third. And Chris Holcraft now going to come up with a man on base.
15, Chris Holcraft.
Dangler only able to surrender that 1 run in the second inning, despite the 2 hits and the error that would have gotten him out of the half inning. And so Holcraft going to settle in for the second time tonight after striking out swinging in the first. Puts a bunt foul down the line, and Connolly over to scoop it in foul territory as the count's going to be 0-1. And now back here on the broadcast with me, my good buddy Mikey. And Mikey, at scoreboard, it seems like it's been an issue tonight.
Yeah, I had to run a little bit to go fix it, but hopefully it stays correct and doesn't mess up the rest of the game.
I'm proud of you. You're a do-it-all guy for us. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I did get to see my goat out there, Alex Burciaga. He said I'd jump the fence, but I don't got hops like him, so I couldn't. I didn't have time to try to jump the fence. Well, I looked like a buffoon.
Hey, if you had done that, you would have been the star of the show. But you're always the star of the show, so what am I even saying?
I mean, duh.
0-2. And this one's straight on bat foul.
I did see last inning, though. We did leave the bases loaded with 1 out, and we didn't get any runs out of it.
That was unfortunate.
Kind of tragic. We could have just added on and tried to put this game out of reach early. I mean,
we did have a good conversation with ADAC Executive Director Seth Reynolds, though. That was good.
What is he a part of?
ADAC, the Alcohol Drug Council of Delaware County. And this one on the infield, over right side of the mound, and Connolly.
Play from Connolly.
Out of the lights. 1 away. That's nice. Take those sorts of plays all day long.
Number 28,
Need those.
Jake Sparks.
Those easy plays are definitely the ones that, you have to make. We saw that one by him in that last half inning, kind of get blundered, kept the half inning going, which was unfortunate, allowed the run to score.
Did that let it run in?
It did.
Yeah, I was out. I was too busy running around in behind the fence in center field.
Come on, Mikey, you got to stop running.
It was,
Chill.
my legs are a little damp right now.
Oh, no.
Not good.
I'll get you a towel.
Give me a towel.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you, Colby.
I'll get you water, too.
I don't think I need water. It's just.
No water?
Oh.
Count's going to be 1-out. Again, Jamison off first, and looked like he wanted to go. Will be a called strike, and it's 1-1. Connolly creeping in a little bit over at third. Waterman doing a nice job holding Jamison at first. The pitch. Blasted right side on a one-skip. Burnsworth turns, checking a runner. The low throw, but Carrera able to scoop it out. And so they'll go 4-6 to force down Jamison. And there's 2 away.
Burnsworth had a little bit of hesitation there. He was
Plate
contemplating on what
Gulf
to
Coast
do.
Community College
Got the lead
number
runner, so I
18,
mean.
Gray Touchstone.
Yeah, can't complain about getting a lead
At least
runner.
It wasn't a full blunder where he doesn't make any of them, but.
Yeah, because for sure if he hadn't made a play there, that would have been a U4 all the way. Great touchstone as that one bounced, got away from Dengler behind the dish. And so wild pitch advances Jake Sparks up 90 feet. He goes to second. It's the second one of those we've seen from Dengler. The little bouncing pitch doesn't get to the dish.
He's not a high velocity pitcher, so a lot of his stuff will dive to the ground. But his arm slot's hard to pick up, as he's like a 3/4 type of pitcher. Oh, broken wood.
Shattered bat, ball stays fair. Pat Dengler turning, slapping the tag on as he'll get Bray touchdown. So it'll be a 1 unassisted. How often do you see that? Mohawks going to strand another runner on the base path. They've now left 3 on through the first 3 frames. We're going to hit the bottom of the third here in Oneonta, and again, should have another special guest swinging by here from Leaf. And we will take a break as, again, 3-1 Outlaws, your score. Bottom of the third inning here in Oneonta. Nolan Fight's night going to be done after just 2.5 innings. And in to take over, Cole Miller, the high velo arm on the hill. Whitley gets ahead 0-1 on Richards. And now another one in foul ground, third base side, and it's 0-2. Richards walked in the first half inning. And now another special guest here on the broadcast. Give us your name, tell us where you're from, and yeah.
Sure thing. My name is Tessa Davidson, and I'm the Executive Director of the Leaf Council on Alcoholism and Addictions right in Oneonta.
Perfect. Porter in the box here to face Miller now with 1 out, and that one a called strike. Tell me about your role, how long have you been there, and what specifically do you do?
Yeah, so I've been at Leaf since 2021, and I sort of worked my way up from being a prevention educator, so going into the schools and talking to kids K through 12, and I worked my way up. I got my master's degree, and now I'm the executive director, so I'm keeping the lights on, writing grants and paying bills and trying to grow my team into really good educators.
Well, and in terms of what your day-to-day looks like, just kind of walk me through that.
Sure thing. So now that I have a more administrative role, I'm much more into writing grants, talking to the state, talking to federal partners, and trying to get us some secure money so that we can deliver our prevention-based education for free, which is a really good asset for our community.
Well, how do you go about, teaching all this stuff? Do you travel to schools? Do you host events? What do you do?
Yeah, so our educators, we have about 5 right now. They go into the school districts in Otsego and Shenango counties, and they teach kids K through 12, but we prefer 3rd through 7th grade because primary prevention should happen before any substance use has started. So they travel all over the 2 counties.
Well, and in terms of how they go about their sorts of things, I mean, how do they just, teach this stuff? What are kind of some of the go-to strategies and conversations that are really prevalent right now?
Sure thing. So we have an evidence-based curriculum that is made by a company called the Mendez Foundation. They're a research sort of organization down in Florida. So we have a pre-packaged 10-lesson curriculum that we're able to pick up and bring with us anywhere. So any school that calls and says, hey, I want 6th grade to come, or, they want us to come into 6th grade, we just pick up our stuff and we're there. And we can talk to kids and sort of start those really hard conversations.
Well, when you have these conversations with kids, I mean, knowing that they're going to be hard, what do you just approach them as? How do you go about trying to keep them engaged into your teaching?
Yeah, the curriculum that we have has a lot of games in it. So we're able to play games with them, interactive and more board game style to get to everyone's sort of niche of what they like. And we're able to sort of make it fun and tell jokes and let them ask their silly questions that usually aren't as silly as they think. I had a student a few years ago ask what would happen if my dog ate THC edible. And I was like, I don't know. That's a really good question. So I went home and I looked it up and I came back and I'm like, it's not great. So, I don't know. Kids are smarter than we give them credit for. They know a lot more than we think that they know.
What are some of your favorite memories from your time at Leaf so far?
I really, really, really loved 5th grade students. And my favorite memories were going into the 5th grade classes. I would say particularly like Lawrence and Cherry Valley. This was like a few years ago, so shout out if you were in one of my 5th grade classes. And just interacting with kids who are like little adults. Like they know what's going on, they know what their parents are doing, right? And they're starting to form opinions about all of this stuff. So it's fun to talk to them about their life goals and sort of figure out, okay, what do you want to do when you're 18, 19, 20? And how might substances impede your ability to do that?
Luke Costello in here to start the top of the fourth, and he's going to take a first pitch ball.
Where they can ask the question and not feel ashamed or feel like they did something wrong. Because if you think about it, I mean, where do you have to turn to when you have a question about substances when you're a kid? It's your big brother, it's, you know, older cousins, your parents if you're lucky enough to have an open relationship, right? Mm-hmm. So there's really no touch point for an addiction sort of expert in kids' lives. So we're able to give that to students.
Rounding third, Luke Costello is going to come to score. Brandon McCrane, with nobody away, comes up with a massive RBI triple. And just like that, Amsterdam's going to be within one. So that's a huge knock with still nobody away. And you got to think here momentarily the Outlaws will get an arm up and throwing, because you can't afford to see this game tied after jumping ahead 3-0 like they did. But it's going to be Brett Rowell who comes to the plate with, again, still nobody away. Now the tying run for this ball game, 90 feet away. Dangler first pitch to him, shot straight back foul, and so it's 0-1. Do you have any sort of crazy stories or things to share from your time so far?
That's a good idea. Now, like, that I'm the ED, the crazy stories are, hey, I got this funding, or
right.
You know. But I'd say, you know, back when I was teaching, I guess the craziest things that happened were actually quite sweet. You know, like you'd have kids invite you to their birthday party, and obviously you can't go to that. Or like I remember one boy, he was in kindergarten, and I was, I don't know, 23 years old. And he said, "Are you married, miss?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I'll marry you." So just kids being cute is usually the craziest stuff that happens.
Hammered on the ground. And Carrera chipping it over to Waterman, but the run does score. So Brett Rowell going to pick up the sacrificed RBI. Amsterdam knots it up as we're tied at 3. And there's now one down here in the top of the fourth.
Number 20, Will Cohen.
And that does empty the base paths as well, which is huge here for Dangler. Try to work in low adversity, finish off this half inning. Will Cowan comes into the box. You mentioned your crazy funding. Just how do you go about writing these grants, and how hard is it to really get this funding for what you're trying to do?
Sure. We are lucky enough. LEAF has been around since 1982, so well over 40 years now. And we've been lucky enough to secure the New York State OASIS block grant funding. So what that means is that we know every year we're going to get a base amount of money, which is great. And a lot of nonprofits don't operate in that way. So since we're able to keep that money, it's more, what are some outside dollars that I can find to sort of enrich our community service in different ways that the state doesn't necessarily pay for. Right? We've been lucky enough to have a really good relationship with the Clark Foundation out of Cooperstown. They've been supporting our efforts for decades now. So we're able to use that funding to be a bit more flexible. So, for example, last winter, there was a coat drive happening in Oneonta. Free coats for anyone who came in, you know, kids through adults. And what we were able to do, due to that funding, we were able to buy scarves and hats, you know, so everyone could have a full winter set. So just looking for those flexible opportunities is more my job, which I'm grateful to be in that position, for sure.
Carrera now with back-to-back putouts on the infield, both 6'3", nabbing out Rowell and Cowan, and it's going to be John McKillop who comes to the dish. In terms of target goals or things that you want to accomplish here at LEAF over the next few years, what do you specifically have in mind?
Yeah, I would say I want to try to get in every school in Otsego County and Shenango counties, just so that we are able to sort of touch every school district. Historically, we've been a bit underfunded in a way because it's hard for us to reach every school district. So I would say that's my first one, finding opportunities to be in every school, even if it's like a health fair or something, just so they can see our face and know that we're a safe spot to reach out to. Besides that, I would say just more community engagement, which today, I mean, we're doing it, right? Coming to the Outlaws. This is so fun. Just finding more opportunities to partner with our local community.
John,
we have a lovely one.
John Young Jr. here in a 1-0 count as Dangler goes fastball up and away again. Counts 2-0. John McKillop had a massive double to the wall in right field. Dane Richard bobbled it a bit on the transfer, getting it in, and so McKillop was able to take third. And the Mohawks, the leading run 90 feet away as that one bounced in, and count's going to move 3-0. In terms of favorite community engagement events that you've been a part of in your time at Leaf so far, what are some of the best?
Yeah, we've had this thing that we put on every year is called the Art and Poetry Show, where we sort of solicit local artists, which that's a broad range, right? From people who are more new to people who are quite professional at making art. And what we ask them to do is express some sort of either gratitude for recovery or a gratitude for being sober or something along those lines. And we get these pieces in that are just absolutely jaw-dropping. And people really pour their heart into their work. And as we know, that's a really good way for people to avoid misusing substances or falling into addiction is by having healthy outlets. So our yearly art and poetry show is one of them, which we're having one in September, and we're open to submissions right now. That's always a classic.
On the Mountain Outlaws from
We also
Russell Sage College,
participate in the Hill City
46
events,
Asa Dugan.
Hill City celebrations events. So that's Neowa Park, the Festival of Lights. We participate there. And then the hometown 4th of July. We're always a part of that. I'm just looking for more opportunities for more little touch points.
For sure. Well, Tessa, thank you so much for stopping by the broadcast. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
We're going to step aside for a quick break here while Dugan gets warm on the hill. 3-3 is your score, and he's going to be in a high-pressure situation with runners at the corners. So Tessa Davidson from Leaf, really appreciate the time swinging by, talking about the mission and talking about just everything that they're doing there. John Young Jr. immediately goes and swipes second on the first pitch from Dugan, and the count's going to go 1-0 on Peyton Jamison, who's up taking his second AB of the game. So again, runners second and third here for the Mohawks. We'll get into Dugan's full season stats here in just a moment's time. That one just above the dish, and count's going to go to 2-0. Dugan for the Laws this summer. 1-2 is his record, 13 appearances, 1 start. Has a .565 ERA across 28 2/3 innings, third most on the staff. 38 hits, 19 runs, 18 of them charges earned. Is out to left field, camped underneath by Zach Rao. And the half inning's going to come to a close, so Dugan comes in, and after allowing the runner to advance to second on his first offering, works out of trouble and leaves Dangler with just 3 runs on his line tonight. So again, Dangler 3 2/3. He's done for the evening, and we're hit in the middle of the fourth here at Damaski Field on Mental Health Awareness Night, and your score is 3-3.
Support can come from anyone. Let's keep the conversation open and support the strong.
Bottom half of inning 4, and Cole Miller remains on the hill, and he's facing Big Dang here in the batter's box. Darren Dengler had a big sacrifice fly in the first inning, which helped the Outlaws get some early offense, which was huge. Outlaws plated 3 runs in the first inning. Just the 4th time all year they've scored in the opening frame to begin. 2-0. And that one going to creep high. I think kind of the feeling is that everybody's beatable if you're the Amsterdam Mohawks. 3-1 from Miller, and time had been called early on, so that pitch won't count, and it'll stay 3-1.
Sorry, thanks.
Lost the phone?
What kind of phone is it? Someone lost the phone.
Dangler takes a good rip at that, and that's going to be strike 3. So he'll be down swinging as umpire was holding up 3-1, but whatever. We'll take it. There's one down.
Approaching the plate from
It's all right. I don't take anything personal at this point in the year.
Brandon Connolly.
So one away, and it's Brendan Connolly's turn. Brendan Connolly, a guy who you heard about at pregame, he's kind of been struggling a little bit mentally with the fact that it's gone this long in the summer, and he had not, of course, had a home for the fall yet because going to have move into school in a couple of weeks. You certainly want that figured out, and now Connolly finally has it figured out, and he was telling me before the game tonight he wants to kind of leave his legacy, leave his mark on the season, put together a good performance tonight and tomorrow before he turns and heads out of town Wednesday morning. Slapped into left field. That takes a skip in front of Costello. And Brendan Connolly doing what he can to leave that legacy. He's got a one-out single.
From Lehigh University, number 17, Ian Ward.
One of 10 returners for this team who started the year here in Oneonta. And even though a couple have left for various reasons, the ones who've stayed have played a big part in things. Ian Wirtz able to spray one up behind the plate, and that takes a bounce and gets out to the parking lot, so it's 0-1. And a second here, because we promised earlier to take a look at the PGCB out-of-town scoreboard, and we got sidetracked because ADEC and Leaf came up, and that was certainly important. Mental health, something that you have to continue to keep an eye about and always, keep your focus on, because as we said already, many people struggle more than you realize. So just always keeping those people in that conversation in your thoughts is important. Bot's going to be called on Miller, so Connolly will dance to second. And so Ian Wirtz, 2-strike approach, and he's going to lay off as it counts to 1-2. Connolly with a short lead off second. As Miller's pitch pelted over towards the Outlaw dugout, and so we'll keep going. Miller's still chilling on that first base side of the bump. Here's his pitch. Works. Another one right on over towards the dugout. And that's now 5 pitches in, still 1-2. Big rip and a miss. And that's now 2 strikeouts in the half inning as Ian Wirtz retired. So Connolly's still in scoring position.
Now batting from Oneonta, number 6.
And Zach Rao will now come up and swing the stick. Rao singled the first time up, popped one into shallow left. And it's looking like Boonville does not want to go down just yet. They have a big lead against Utica at home up at Howard Aragus Field at the Robert Smith Sports Complex, top of the 4th, and they lead 11-5 as, again, they're still in the hunt trying to dethrone the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs and swoop into that last playoff spot. Also up in Glens Falls, the Saugerties Stallions in the top of the 5th have a 7-0 lead. So they're on the brink of potentially mercy running the Dragons for the second time this year. 2-0, or 1-1 should be. There we go, 1-1. We're all even back up now. Connolly looking like he wants to go. He was dancing off the bag as Rao airmailing one towards the Outlaw bullpen, and the count is 1-2. So Rao in 2-strike approach with 2 outs, trying to keep the half inning going. Rao left that one down and out. And so the count going to be 2-2. Miller turning around. And the pitch. Another miss. Down to the opposite batter's box, so it moves full. In the 5th inning, just to tell you now, we are going to take a look at the West Division playoff picture, which again starts tomorrow with the West finishing up their regular season yesterday. Here's the payoff. Rao, slow tapper up the line. McKillop going to field clean. He'll underhand flip it. Miller to the bag, and he's able to nab him out. So 3-1, Zach Rao going to be forced out. It is going to be Owen Burnsworth and then top of the lineup for the Laws when they come back up to swing it in the 5th. But we hit the top half of the inning, and Mohawks will come to bat first, and we remain in a 3-3 deadlock here in the penultimate game of the regular season. Top of the fifth inning, Colby Smith alongside Mikey Quackenbush here once again. Mikey, Asa Dugan now out on the hill. He got out of Dangler's jam, and he's been one of the more efficient arms for this Laws team this year.
He has. I feel like he's pitched a lot of innings. He throws decently hard, I think. And that's what you want out of a bullpen arm.
You want a guy who can come out here, pound that zone, get some high velo up there, and give you some good innings. And Dugan has certainly done all those things this year as he quickly gets that 0-2 on Chris Holcraft.
I will say Dangler had a decent start. Not terrible, but what do you got, 3 2/3?
3 2/3, 3 hit ball with 3 runs, 2 of them earned.
I don't think that's terrible out of Dangler.
No.
That's terrible. It's keeping Laws in it.
At the plate,
Yeah.
Laws-
28, Jake Sparks.
I mean, they haven't done really much since the second inning, but
That's all right. It's all right.
Hopefully
They'll get hot again.
hopefully they can get hot again. Hopefully the scoreboard can start working again, too.
Hey, we take it one step at a time.
Unfortunately, we have a scoreboard from whatever year. I think it's starting to wear out. So
Hey, Mikey, only positive thoughts here.
only
Maybe that genie's going to come back and give us a new
yeah,
scoreboard.
maybe the genie from the other night will just somehow rescue the Laws season. Maybe they'll gift us like 10, 15 wins, and we'll somehow appear in the last playoff spot.
Hey, championship Laws over here.
Yeah, we would need an actual miracle to somehow make the playoffs. We'd have to be hand gifted wins from like the commissioner.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's
so
not gonna happen.
everybody's going to be heading home Wednesday. It's been a good time. Luckily, we'll get to do it one more time tomorrow.
That is factual, but
You excited for tomorrow?
yeah, it's fan appreciation night. I mean, it can be a joy.
Yeah, we're gonna do some special stuff. We got some special stuff in the works here at the ballpark tomorrow. So make sure you pop out. A few different in-game activities than we've done all year. A little bit of different stuff that we're doing up here. Gonna have a little extra social media stuff involving the fans tomorrow. So it's gonna be a good time. 2-0.
Indeed.
And that one low, ball 3.
Hopefully the Laws win tomorrow. I mean, that's the hope. You try to end on a good note and just start rebuilding.
Got to send the fans off with a bang.
God, that is true.
3-0. And there's a called strike back door, so it's 3-1. Great touchstone 0 for 2 tonight, trying to prevent it from starting 0-3. And nope, 0-3.
From Connolly.
Brendan
Quick inning from Asa.
Yeah, nice little snag there at third. So Connolly doing a heck of a job with the glove at the hot corner despite not being super familiar with that position. And we are now halfway home through this one. Your score remains 3-3 between the Mohawks and your Outlaws. Bottom of the 5th inning, and it's going to be 10-1-2 here for the Laws, led off by Owen Burnsworth. And as we said here in the 5th, got to take a look at that Western Division playoff picture. The Batavian Muckdots took down Jamestown. I mentioned that game earlier on in the broadcast, but a heck of a showing, a very well-played game between both those two sides yesterday. It was a 4:05 start in Batavia, which was still going on. Sun was still up when we left Utica yesterday, which is crazy. Ripped off a 2:19 game against the Blue Sots to lose 7-3. Is Burnsworth going to get on courtesy of the HBP to start off here against Cole Miller in the 5th. But again, that 2:19 isn't the whole point here. Though that was really nice to get on the bus when the sun was still up, because never dealt with that. But Batavia 31-13-1. They get the top seed after that. Just a half game separated them in Jamestown before yesterday's game. But after taking that early lead, it was Eric Woodley who really carried the Muckdots to that victory single-handedly, went 8 innings on the bunt for Batavia. And he ended up winning Pitcher of the Week in the West Division as well, as announced earlier today for that start. So they're going to host the Auburn Doubledays tomorrow, who finished 25-15-5 at 6:30 at Dwyer. Yohara roping one into left field. It's fair ball, going to drop for a single. And so the Laws are going to have first and second with still nobody out. So again, Burnsworth is at second, Yohara is at first, and Carrera going to come up and try to do a job. So 6:30 is that start tomorrow, hosting number 4 Auburn. Doubledays beat Batavia 3-2-1 in the regular season series. So 3 wins for the Doubledays, 2 losses, and the teams also tied once, which counted for the Muckdots' only tie. That was right before the 4th of July, and Auburn really got hot at home after that to help them slide into the playoffs, because they got off to a really slow start in their first year under new head coach Matthew Petrossi. Jamestown, after taking that loss yesterday, they're going to be the number 2 seed, finished 29-14, and they're going to get number 3 seed Niagara Falls, who finished 30-16. That'll also be a 6:30 start tomorrow. That'll be at Russell E. Deethritt Park. And so tomorrow, even though you, of course, probably don't have too much of a vested interest, we will be keeping a close eye all night long on those West Division games. Jamestown took 5 of 9 against Niagara Falls in the regular season, so that'll be a good matchup tomorrow. In the right, that one gets past the glove of Cowan and going to roll away. Coming on over, Burnsworth being waved around. Yohara stopped at third. In the second goes Carrera, and the Outlaws a 4-3 lead. So a huge hit for Carrera, and man, oh man, the Laws are cooking here in this 5th inning. You love to see it, a 4-3 lead, and things are really starting to get good. Things are really starting to get juicy. So we will give a single and an E9 on that one, as Cowan certainly could have loved that ball. So again, Burnsworth scores, and Yohara trots to third, so second and third, and nobody away with Dane Richards settling in. Richards pelts the first one on the ground towards short. Holcraft on the run, bombs it on over to McKillop, and Yohara scores from third. There's now 1 away. Laws grab another run. It's a 5-3 score.
At the plate from Wofford University,
Now I know what it is.
49. Zach.
So Richards gets it done with a ribby.
I know what it is. This connection right here. All right?
Yohara scores. Carrera to third.
Just hit anything.
And here's Zach Porter trying to do a job. Everybody on the infield going to pinch up to the edge of the grass, and Porter takes called strike 1 right down the gut. Porter walking a run scored in the first, and he grounded out 6-3 in the 3rd inning.
And then what about the third? Nothing?
Nothing in 1. And that one creeps in low, counts even at the ball and a strike.
And then what are we in now?
So all ones on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And that one down and away, 2-1.
And then what do we have hit-wise? How many hits do we have? 5. I can't add errors right now, but how many hits do they have? 6. All right, I got to remember that.
2-1. And this one angled straight backwards, so it's 2-2. This one. Shot straight back into the screen behind the plate. And so, we'll keep going. This one. Down and away off the plate. Count's going to go full. Porter's working a good at bat. Is the DH tonight his only job, putting the ball in play. Try to give this team some offense. Porter into left field. That one drops inside the line. Costello chases it down in the corner. Carrera has scored. Porter running for second. And he gets in there around the tag. 6-3 is now your score. Is that Porter a big RBI?
College, number 10, Cole Waterman.
So Laws continuing to do all the little things right here in this Monday night matchup. Trying to take down Amsterdam for the second consecutive time. And Coach Keith Griffin certainly would not love to see that. He was very unhappy when the Laws came up there to Amsterdam, got that 3-2 victory 2 Fridays back, and now with the way this team's playing, could happen again here tonight with, of course, more offense on the side of Oneonta. Took this team until the end of July, but they figured out how to string together a handful of runs a game, play some really good baseball, and it's been clutch Outlaws here in this last little 2-week span. 0-2 now on Waterman. Cole Miller still waiting here, first base side of the bump. Turns, checks around, here's his pitch. Waterman, towering shot out to center field, drifting on back. Brandon McCrane able to haul it out of the lights. Porter wanted to tag, but he'll hold up at second, and there's now 2 away.
Approaching the plate from Russell Stage, number 3.
So Darren Dangler will come up to the plate. He hit the ball hard in his first at bat, sack fly to right. Also struck out in the 4th, and now trying to keep this half inning alive. Dangler, first pitch, and he pumped it up the line in foul territory, first base side, so it's 0-1. Porter still dancing off like he wants to go. Is that one going to creep up and away? Counts 1-1. Coming up in the 6th inning, we're going to talk about these Eastern Division standings as well as the Western Division final standings of the year.
Oh, that's what it stands for?
This one up and takes a skip. Gets out of Damaski Field. And so Dangler once more in a 2-strike count for the 3rd time tonight.
There's like the American, Sun Belt, Patriot. I only know like off the football leagues. There's too many like basketball. Like there's independent. There's
Dangler on the ground, knocked down by McKillop. He'll scoop, take it to the bag. And that's going to end the half inning. Dangler, a hard hit ball. It'll be 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on here for the Laws. And we will hit the 6th inning here in Oneonta. And your score now is 6-3 in favor of the Outlaws.
Raffle number is 1
4 or 5 sits for the Mohawks here in the sets as we bring you back on Law's YouTube to Damaski Field. Asa Dugan already an inning and a third on the bump, and now back out there for more work. And he quickly is in a 1-0 count against Luke Costello. Dugan, next one, a fastball, a mile in the air out to the left center gap. Long run, Zach Rao able to get there in front of the scoreboard. And there's one away. So Rao, some good tracking there in the outfield, able to run that one down. It's Brandon McCrane's turn to come up and swing it. And there is a called strike. McCrane 2 for 2 so far tonight. He's probably in the talk for player of the game candidates for Amsterdam right now. Is this one up over the screen this side, and once more going to take a skip, go out to the parking lot. A lot of foul balls tonight here at Damaski. McCrane going to settle back in.
I sat in there playing Clash for 3 hours. So you were being unfair? I was literally being unfair. I won one, lost one, won one, lost one. So I made 0 progress.
Dugan. Here's 1-2. Down and outside, and count's going to be 2-2. McCrane does have an RBI coming courtesy of that triple. Mohawks have hit the second most triples in this ballpark this year. And, of course, have those 2 runs scored. This one pelted straight up the middle. Going to take a skip in center and keep on rolling. McCrane has a 3 for 3 start to the evening. And Amsterdam now 1 on with 1 out.
At the plate, number 41, Brett Rao.
So Brett Rowell, he's 1 for 2. His 3rd trip up, and it'll be his first time seeing Dugan. Dugan turns, checks behind him, big swing. Dangler almost loses the mask, is in the second. Swiping the bat, McCrane, as he runs himself to scoring position, and now the Mohawks another runner in scoring position. He was still just 1 away. There's another miss from Dugan down and away. Counts 2-0. Well, as we've talked about it a handful of times, but tomorrow, our final home game of 2025, final game of the season as well. Oneonta Fan Appreciation Night. Going to be a good time. Lots going on here at the ballpark. Lots in the works tomorrow. Going to be the most fun night yet, so you're not going to want to miss it. Uhara guns that one in. Quick missile out there in center field. There's 2 outs. Brett Rowell really got underneath that one to pelt that one up so high in the air. Going to be Will Cowan's turn.
Number 20, Will Cowan.
He's 0 for 2, a fly out to right, and a 6-3 ground out in the 2nd and 4th respectively. Cowan, a big kicked open stance in a righty batter's box. It's a righty on righty matchup. Amsterdam now leads in hits, 7 sits after that McCrane single. I almost said double, but he got second on the stolen base. 0-1 count. Dugan turns and checking behind him.
Check. Oh, hello.
There you go. How we doing?
I forgot I could have came on here, but
Hey, you're good.
I'm back.
You're a busy man.
Busy. Always busy. Busy 24/7.
Busy
You're always
24/7?
texting me.
Hey, my bad, all right? I'll try to start leaving you alone if it bothers you.
Oh,
I thought it was your favorite, though.
you are my favorite.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you alone tomorrow. How's that? Till game time.
Nah, I'll be on the broadcast, so I gotta bother you.
Oh, okay. You never bothered me, though. 0-2. And cold strike 3. Rings him up. Will Cowan sent down courtesy of the backwards K. They had sent Brandon McCrane on the run for third, but it's not going to matter. Mohawks going to leave another runner on the base pass, and we will hit the bottom of the sixth here in Oneonta land. And 6-3 Outlaws. Still your score. Ben Huckins makes just his second appearance of the season on the hill for Amsterdam. His last outing, he went 1 inning, giving up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned as he walked 1 and struck out 3. This is an outing for him with certainly something to prove, as Connolly sending the first one off foul, and so it's an 0-1. Because he basically, if you really think about it, with playoffs coming up, you kind of got to pitch well to earn yourself a spot to be able to pitch in the postseason. And his only outing prior to this one was actually against the Outlaws way back on opening night. That was May 29th. 8-5 was your final score. At that point, we were really excited about what was ahead over the course of the summer. Close game against the 3-time defending champs. You certainly would have hoped that, you know, things would have gone a lot better than they have this summer for the Outlaws. But again, we keep stressing it. A lot of positives, a lot to build off of for many players on this team. And that's what you got to look to, is the moral victory, at least, of the summer. Counts 1-2. As we said here in the sixth, taking a look at the entirety of the league standings. And I'll start with the West, just a quick rundown of that here after Connolly finishes off this AB. So 1-2. And that one going to drift up and away. Runs to 2-2. And it'll be Ian Work's turn to come up and swing it In the West, Batavia, third straight year they win it. Won 4 in a row to close out the regular season, 31-13-1. Jamestown finishes in second after that devastating loss yesterday. The Mutt Dogs 29-14. Niagara Falls Americans 30-16 finished third. In fourth place go the Auburn Double Days 25-15-5. In fifth place, it's the Pioneers, 23-20-1. Newark, 17-24-3. Iron Bats, 10-35. And the Geneva Red Wings finish it off 7-35-2. So Wirtz ahead 2-0 here on Hawkins. Out of the stretch, and that one misses in high, and so it'll go to 3-0. The Pilots, Iron Bats, and Red Wings, those three teams in the West missing the playoffs. You thought maybe they would end up going 6 teams out there in the West Division this year, but owners opting for just 4. 3-0. And that one creeps high, going to be ball 4. And Ian Wirtz going to draw the one-out walk. So Zach Rao will come up with one on and one down, and he's going to be looking for his second hit of the night. He had a single that he turned on and went the opposite way on in the second inning. Also had a 3-1 ground out in the fourth. Both times he's worked in 2-strike counts, and I mean, he's hit the ball hard, so got to take the positives where you can get them, as there's a good rip and a miss, and the count's going to be 0-1. Outlaws really hoping they can tack on some more offense, because you can never be too comfortable against this Mohawks team that has scored the second most runs in the entirety of the PGCBL this summer. 0-1. And that one going to sail high and outside. Counts 1-1. Mohawks trying to defend that title, win a 4th straight championship this summer, and they've certainly been playing very good baseball when it's mattered the most. Now 30-10-2 overall, with still, of course, that game to go tomorrow against Mohawk Valley to close out the regular season. It's a 6:45 startup at Shuttleworth tomorrow night. Counts 1-2. And again, here in a second, we'll talk about those East Division standings you saw on the screen earlier on, and we've kind of talked about the states and what's left as well. Rao's going to be down swinging as he hunts the off speed. And so there's 2 away, and it'll be Owen Burnsworth's turn. Trying to keep the half inning going. That's really been the problem for this Outlaw team, stranding those runners on the base paths. They've only left 4 on tonight. But again, it's Burnsworth to do the job now. He walked in the second, and in the 5th was hit by a pitch, scored a run as part of that last 3-run frame for the Laws. Burnsworth turning into left field. That'll drop. And going to get away. Costello going to have to chase it back all the way to the wall. Wirtz is going to round third. He'll come to the plate to score. Burnsworth on his horse heading for third. He dives in head first, and the Laws now lead this thing 7-3. That one took a bad bounce. It landed in front of Costello and thought he could get it in on the one hop, but instead Ian Wirtz able to trot on in. Burnsworth going all the way to third, and so it'll be a double, and then of course one base error. And so with 2 outs, now Kazuhara hoping that he can put a ball in play, get another run as the lead up to 4. Biggest lead the Laws have had tonight. Ben Huckins, you said he needed to pitch well, and the start certainly not what he wanted. Is this one shot off foul? Huckins going to work from the first base side of the mound. You'd think you kind of shift more over, go out of the stretch position. As Huckins kicks and fires, and you are going to leave it in there, but it's called strike nonetheless, so it's 0-2. So 2-strike approach with 2 outs. As Huckins awake. And here he goes again. Uhara reached for that one, takes a bad skip. Holcraft on the run, and just in time able to throw out Uhara. McKillop with a nice stretch at first, so it'll go 6-3 to retire Kaz. And we will head to the 7th inning here at the Maskey Field. And your score, with the Laws tacking on another insurance run now, going to be 7-3. Top of the 7th inning back here in Oneonta, and going to be joined here once again on the broadcast by Mikey Quackenbush. And Mikey, Ace is still out here on the hill.
He's throwing pretty good. I mean, hopefully he could just keep locking it down, save the bullpen for tomorrow.
Well, yeah, because tomorrow night, who
Tomorrow
knows?
You might as well just throw anything.
Yeah.
I mean, just throw your best weapons.
Maybe it'll be a full staff day. Maybe every arm that's still left in town going to get a little work tomorrow for an inning or whatnot.
More than likely.
That'd be kind of nice. Good way to close it out.
I'll say Burns were a nice little double right there.
I knew you loved Burnsworth. Burnsworth, one of your favorites.
Yeah, well, sure, let's go with that.
Out to right field in the corner. Richards going to haul it out of the lights. And there's one away.
I'm just happy he got a hit. Pretty much a double error and an RBI.
Well, you're all about seeing everybody produce, Mikey. I know you're always rooting for these Outlaws. I know you're like the biggest fan. You're Outlaws ride or die.
That is true. That is factual. Ride or die with the Outlaws.
It's true. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. John Young Jr. with one away, and there's a good rip and a miss as Dugan continuing to throw that swing and miss stuff.
This is not like the time for when he threw against Glen Falls, where he had a bit of a rough outing.
Hey, that was a tough night for everybody.
But not the hitting side.
Well, not the hitting side. You're right. Season high runs.
Ooh, that was a good pitch from Asa.
And it's 1-1. All ones on the board. Ball and a strike with one out. Is Dugan from the first base side going to deal? And there's another big swing and a miss. 1-2. John Young Jr. flew out to center field in the second, walked and stole second in the fourth. Is this one pelted on the ground? Waterman going to turn, flip it on over to Dugan. And they'll combine for the put out.
Ace has been pretty much locked down. Hasn't given up anything.
Love to see it.
Stays the same.
We gotta get you out there on the hill. We gotta have you. We gotta have you throw an inning.
Maybe top 75. In that
top 75.
I'd probably get 8 runs hanging off me. I mean,
hey, it's all right.
I would maybe get 1 strikeout on like a slider. Other than that, I'm not pumping anything past.
Well, you're my favorite pitcher in my heart.
Oh, thank you. Never seen me pitch before, but you're my favorite broadcaster. Except for Gary Keith and Ron.
Of course.
They're my goats.
Always gonna put me second. It's all right.
You're number 1 in my heart, though.
Thank you. Pulling on my heartstrings over here.
Oh, okay. It's this guy.
Nothing to do. And Dugan.
Oh.
Who?
I'm not going to check that. Wow. I would, if I'm Dangler, I would check that. I think he went around.
That's all right. Dugan will get him this time.
Need it.
1-2. And
Ones.
can't quite get it to the plate. So after he works ahead 0-2, finds it back in an even 2-2.
Come on. Asa needs this.
Dugan's pitch. And this one up the line.
What has he thrown so far? 2 2/3 scoreless? Or 1 2/3?
2 1/3. Or, well, plus these outs.
So it would be,
That'd be 3, wouldn't it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
3
think
innings.
he came in. I think he came in the top.
I'm bad at math. I'm really bad at math. Even basic math,
No,
like
I think
addition. It gets to me.
I think it'd be 3 1/3 because he came in to
3 1/3.
replace somebody.
Dugan, Dangler 3 2/3. So that would be
3
gets an
1/3.
out. 2 1/3. 3 innings right now,
Oh,
and there's a walk. That stinks.
unlucky. That was he painted that, but did not give him the.
Walking to the plate, number
Strike call.
15.
The fact that I have to struggle this bad with basic addition really shows you I'm on summer break right now. Dugan gets a swing. Is this one pelted up by Jamison over the screen this time? And so it's going to be an 0-1. Chris Holcraft's over 3 tonight, and a short lead off of first for Jamison, looking like real short with Holcraft.
Doesn't want to get picked off. Doesn't want to end the inning yet.
Yeah, this Mohawks team, they just want to keep these half innings going, try to give themselves some more willpower, and, well, just 3 runs against the Outlaws really isn't an Amsterdam-type performance.
Yeah, normally they put up I feel like they put up a lot of runs any other game. But the Outlaws have kind of shut them down the past 2 games.
They have. 0-2.
Oh, wow. Asa keeps just dotting.
It's hurting my heart.
Keeps dotting the corners and not getting the strike 3 call.
It's hurting my heart like when you don't reply to my messages, Mikey. It's hurting me like that.
Colby, I think I've answered every message that you've ever said.
The 1-2.
It's off.
Ooh,
Throw down.
gonna get second. Jamison advancing 90 feet,
No
so
throw.
it's 2-2.
Probably, they're just probably focusing on the batter.
Yeah, they just want
I mean, they're up 4 runs. There's no need to start throwing the ball around.
don't gotta get cute.
Don't gotta get fancy like you, Colby.
Thank you, thank you.
It's gotta be style on.
You know who's more fancier than me though? You.
Me?
You're more fancier than me.
No, actually, it's one of our people in the press box. Victor.
Yeah, our scorekeeper
He's
Victor.
pretty fancy. He's pretty swaggy.
Yeah. Fanciest guy I know.
Go pop out.
Got to come to a
Harvard
Laws
week
game.
1 football. Pro photographer.
Yeah, does a heck of a job. That one missing down and out, and count's gonna move full as Dugan just can't seem to find that 3rd strike call.
Vic is old, but he's
No,
still a good worker.
He doesn't look a day over 21. You gotta
That's
chill.
cap. He definitely do.
You gotta chill.
He could pass for somebody's father here.
Yo, he's a really young dad then.
So I love
Payoff.
Hey,
Hey.
good pitch from Asa.
Whew. Goes to the high heat to get out of the half inning. Jamison going to be stranded on the base pass as Amsterdam has now left 6 on here tonight. We're going to go to the 7th inning stretch here in Oneonta, and man, oh man, the Outlaws, a 7-3 lead. Bottom of the 7th inning, back here in Oneonta. Amsterdam's got a new arm on the bump as Parker Akins, the rising junior at University of Rhode Island, comes in, and he's going to try to hopefully lock it down the rest of the way here for the Mohawks, who really don't want to go to more arms, knowing that still got another game tomorrow before you head into the playoffs on Wednesday. Carrera fouls one backwards, and the count's going to go 1-1. Carrera's 2 for 3 tonight, a pair of singles, 2 runs scored, and hopefully he can find a way to get on base yet again. He's already won player of the game for us 3 times this summer. Is Akins 1-1, and there's a called strike back door, so it's 1-2. Akins will get into his full summer stats, here in just a moment. Is 1-2. And that one spiked in the dirt, gets to the bat stop, going to go 2-2. Parker Akins, 11 appearances this summer, 1 start. He's 3-0. Also has a save with a 365 earned run average across 24 2/3 innings. His 2-2. Got to ring up Carrera looking as he goes to a slider, elevated up in the zone, and so there's going to be 1 down. Dane Richards will come up next. Rounding out Akins' stat line, 27 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned, and he has walked 15 while striking out 26 and hitting 5. Richards 0 for 2 with a walk tonight as Akins, out of that low arm slot, bounces one in front of the plate, and the count's going to be 1-0. Gonna get some new balls here to our home plate umpire. Working here. Third base side. That one pelted down and away.
She was evil when she was a school teacher.
I said, wasn't she our school teacher?
She was evil, bro. She glazed some kids. Aubrey.
Richards able to lace one off foul. And count's going to be now 2-1.
I only talked to you and Aubrey in your class.
And Kira. You know Kira? The one with the curly, kind of like Deja's hair. Same skin color.
What's her sister's name?
Richards leaves one low.
Does she have a sister?
Yeah, but like way younger.
And it's going to go 3-1. Akins drifts one high. That's ball 4. And Richards will get on courtesy of the 1-out walk. And it'll be Zach Porter's turn to come up. Porter tonight 1 for 2 with an RBI, a run scored. Also has a walk and a 6-3 ground out.
And now you're not even going to be a PE teacher, bro.
Well, apparently I was evil, so it's probably good.
Did you not want to be a PE teacher?
But now I'm like, glad I guess I'm not, because I guess I was evil. How is she evil?
Akins gets a big rip and a miss, and Porter's going to trail 0-1 in the count. We said we were going to talk about those Eastern Division standings. We still never got there, so I guess we might as well do it now, because it seems like with everything going on, keep getting sidetracked here tonight.
You guys scared me because you were like one of my age. Like, I felt like I was being not you guys. I felt like I was always being judged by the juniors.
Akins 0-1, and Porter clipped it off the bat, got in foul territory up this first base line as it's 0-2. Amsterdam's atop the East, already clinched number 1, won the division with their 30-10-2 mark. Saugerties got the 2 spot, 26-13-1. And they're in Glens Falls tonight, have a home date tomorrow against Utica, who they will also play in the semifinal East game Wednesday night at 7:05. Utica third, they locked it up yesterday, 23-16-1. Mohawk Valley's in fourth, 21-21-1. Have lost 3 straight, and now 5 of their last 6. Boonville, 19-20-1, not officially eliminated yet, still hanging in there. Glens Falls, 6th place, 11-27, lost 6 in a row. And then, of course, your Outlaws. hit bottom at 8 and 31. 0-2. And Porter out to right field. Pops down in the corner and chased now back by Will Cowan. Rounding third. Richards has got the wheels on. Porter chugging for third. Going to slide on in. And he's got a triple and is on fire as it's 8-3 Laws. What a big hit from the Laws DH. The Wofford Pradesh once more doing a job in a big way for this Laws team. Back-to-back RBI hits. And, man, getting a double, triple in the same game is hard. But Zach Porter's done it. He's done a lot of things that are hard for this Outlaw team this summer. Still just one out, and it's Cole Waterman. Everybody on the infield here for Amsterdam going to pinch up to the edge of the grass as Waterman left it down and away for ball 1. Waterman once more going to try to put a ball in play. He's done it twice tonight. As that one dropped down.
It's a joke on Wednesday.
Sorry. 2-0. And Waterman checking his swing. And they're going to say it didn't go. So it's 3-0. And the top of the 8th, we'll take a look at those other couple of games going on in the PGCBL and the out-of-town scoreboard here another time. Boonville had that big lead over Utica. Saugerty is a big lead over Glens Falls. And those are, of course, the only other games with the West all getting the off night before their playoffs start. 3-1 here from Parker Akins. Called strike on the lower outer edge. Count's going to run full. Payoff. Big rip, and Waterman can't connect with it. So that is going to be out 2. And now the Law is down to the last hope here in the half inning yet again with Darren Dangler. Dangler's been the third out in a half inning 3 different times tonight. Certainly not wanting to make it 4. Actually, he was the second out in the first inning because Waterman got caught in that pickoff. This is the third out after, of course, the ball was caught. First pitch swing in, and Holcraft charges in on the run in time to McKillop. So that is going to end the half inning in its tracks. It'll be 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on here for Oneonta. And we're going to hit the top of the 8th. Time's winding down here for the Mohawks on the road. And Outlaws have an 8-3 lead. Top of the 8th inning, back here at Stuart Tanaski Field on Outlaw YouTube. Colby Smith, and I'm joined here on the broadcast by a special guest, longtime season ticket holder, Steve Kelly. Steve, how we doing tonight?
I am here, and I'm upright and sucking oxygen, so it's a good day.
Well,
and the Outlaws are winning. Makes it even better.
Steve, how long have you been a season ticket holder here for the Outlaws, and what have you enjoyed about being a part of so many seasons?
Well, when I first started, there were still grandstand box seats, and I had box seat in the grandstand. So it's been a good 15 years anyhow.
0-1 from Dugan, floats in there for a caught strike, and it's 0-2. And how have you seen just the culture, atmosphere for baseball here in Oneonta change over your time being around here?
Well, you got to remember, I go back to when actually the Boston Red Sox had a single-A team here back when I was very young. And then, of course, for all those wonderful years, we had the Yankees here as a farm team. And a lot of guys in the Yankee organization came through here. And Detroit. And then with the Outlaws, it's a little different brand of baseball, but it's like I tell people that haven't experienced it, it's kind of like it's a college developmental league. So, I mean, it's a good brand of ball. Sometimes it's disappointing.
That's for sure. 2-2, and that one going to miss a bit high, and count's going to run full. In terms of favorite memories over the course of your time here in Oneonta with baseball, what do you got?
Oh, and probably my favorite time, I'm not going to tell you all that happened during that game because it was kind of not a family-oriented event at the time, but about 7 years ago, I actually saw Joe Hughes when he was managing the team here actually get fired up. And I've known Joe a long time, and I never see Joe get mad. Joey's always pretty calm, cool, and collected. But that night, I thought they were going to have to hold him back for going after the umpire because it was a hard-fought game, and it was a rough call that lost the game for the team. So that was my most memorable night.
After a fly out by Jake Sparks to right, Bray Touchstone quickly finds himself in a 1-1 count. And for a hitter for the Mohawks that's been really solid all year long, 0 for 3 tonight, in danger of an 0 for 4 performance. Touchstone, high fly ball on the right side, shallow right center, drifting in, going to be caught by Dane Richards. And bat-to-bat fly outs to right, and there's now 2 down. Steve, in terms of this season specifically, just tell me about your experiences here and just, how happy you've been.
Well, think about it. You're in Oneonta, and, all right, we're not a big metropolitan center, so what do you have to do on a nice summer evening? You come down here, you get a seat at a ballpark, watch a decent game, and you got a beautiful view out across the Susquehanna River, all the mountains around and everything, and you can get a reasonable hot dog, cheeseburger, and a cold beer. You try to do that in any kind of metropolitan area, even Binghamton or Syracuse, you're going to pay 3 times as much for a night like that. So I always very much enjoyed coming down here to the games.
2-0's your count here on Luke Costello. 1 for 3 tonight, and he'll foul one straight back as it'll go to 2-1. How sad are you that the season's coming to a close and, that the month of August, no baseball?
Actually, I think both the players and I think some of the hardcore fans are kind of happy. It's been a rough season for the Outlaws this year.
Yep.
But we know they're going to be back next year, so it gives them a year to regroup and come back and hopefully do better. That's the thing with sports. It's called playing instead of winning all the time. So
2-2 from Dugan, and that'll ring him up looking. Called strike 3, and that's a 1-2-3. Pair of flyouts to right and a strikeout by Costello. Steve, thanks so much for swinging by.
Not a problem.
We're going to head to the bottom of the 8th here on Laws YouTube. It's going to be 8-3, Oneonta. Bottom of the 8th inning, another special guest swinging by the broadcast. Our starter tonight, Pat Dangler, is Connolly immediately caught by Luke Costello. 1 pitch and 1 out. That's a bang.
Yeah, that definitely is.
So, Pat, tell me about that outing tonight. What specifically do you think went well? And, yeah, kind of talk about it.
I feel like I was throwing my fastball really good tonight. I was just trying to gain a little more confidence and just saying, like, I'm coming at you. I'm coming right at you. And I feel like I kind of got beat a little bit with my off speed a little bit, but I feel like the fastball was really jumping on him tonight. I felt like the velo was a little up. I mean, I feel like it's definitely a lot of improvement for me.
Ian Wirtz pops one up and caught behind the plate. Bray Touchstone tracks it back in front of the screen, and really efficient baseball here from Ben Huckins in his second inning of work as there's 2 outs.
I think this might be a different pitcher. I don't think this is Ben Huckins. I think Huckins got pulled 2 innings ago, maybe.
Oh, you're right, Parker Akins.
My
bad.
We played against Ben Huckins at Fisher. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I know him.
That one creeps into Zach Rao, and that'll be ball 1.
Yeah, Ben Huckins was a St. John Fisher guy, so we saw him a lot of times during the season, especially being in the same conference.
Akins, the U of Rhode Island guy, this is his second of work, though. And there's called strike, and it's 1-1. Rao tonight, 1 for 3, a single, 3-1 ground out, and a strikeout swinging. As he'll rope one towards the pen in the left, and that'll drop in foul.
Good hack by Rao.
Nice to see him putting bat on ball after not being in the lineup here for a week.
Yeah, he hit a nice hit right in the hole there.
And he's going to get rung up looking as Akins dots the corner. It'll be a 1-2-3, and we are going to hit the top of the 9th here at Oneonta. The Outlaws hanging on to an 8-3 lead. Top of the 9th inning, and Asa Dugan going to remain on the hill as he, Mikey, I think you said it best, has been totally locked down here out of the bullpen tonight.
Yeah, he's thrown, what is it now, 4 1/3 scoreless innings?
Yes, sir.
I mean, that's pretty dominant. Alex Burciaga line right there.
Hey, hopefully we see Burciaga one more time tomorrow.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I actually hope so.
I know you're a big Burciaga fan, Mikey.
Yeah, I got to see him today. So.
And you enjoyed that?
Yeah, I just said hi. So, I kind of like fanboyed, you know. So. I mean.
The fireworks going off at All-Star right now?
Yeah.
I fanboy whenever you walk up to the press box, too. I hope you know that.
Fanboy, yeah. I mean, kind of a celeb. Outlaw celeb. Yeah, I'm an outlaw celeb.
When we finally make an Outlaws Hall of Fame, I think I'd induct you first.
Now we're inducting Josh Lang first.
This one belted up this side over the screen, and the couch's going to go full.
I don't think anybody heard me. I'm going to rephrase that. I think if we had an Outlaws Hall of Fame, Josh Lang is getting inducted first.
Why specifically would you choose to induct Josh Lang first?
He's a great worker. Shows up every day.
Mikey,
great morale.
I'm really glad you think that Josh helps make our team better. This one out to center field, as you are, a couple stutter steps back, and he makes the play.
Sad to think some of the people in the press box don't think the same, but they don't see the work potential in Josh.
That's all right. Well, I'm really telling you though that I would induct you second then if we're going Josh first.
At the bottom of the pyramid.
So
at the top.
So he's gonna go to Brett Rowell. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
The general manager assistant thinks she's just funny.
She does think she's really
funny.
funny.
She's just a jokester.
She's up here laughing, having a good time. But that's all we're doing, Mikey. It's all about laughing and having a good time up here.
Eat it up. Actually, yeah, tomorrow I'll go on if I...
Brett Rowell, 0-1.
Mallory Frazier will make a debut.
Richards in the corner towards the Mohawk. Both makes the play!
Oh, he threw the bat. He's mad.
Richards with the catch of the year.
Dane Richards. And the Mohawks are down to the last out.
I don't think Dane Richards is going to have to pay for his ice cream sandwich tomorrow. He should get a free one. With a play like that. Amsterdam is indeed down to their last out. Laws are trying to beat them in 2 straight. The Mohawks in the season series against the team have not lost 2 in a row since they lost 2 in a row to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs 2 years ago.
You didn't have to say that.
Will Cowan going to take called strike, and it's 0-1.
Ace has been lights out. I'm actually proud of him.
Are you going to give him an ice cream sandwich after the game? Give him his kudos?
Yes.
All right. Well, I want an ice cream sandwich too if you're in the giving mood. 0-1. And that one ripped right through. And just like that, the Mohawks are down to their last strike.
Mallory also thinks she's a photographer trying to...
Hey, she's taking care of Law's Instagram, all right? Give her a break. Give her a break.
I know.
Will Cowan is your count 0-2. Dugan's trying to end this one right here. The pitch. Call strike 3, and the Outlaws take down the Mohawks once again as your final's going to be 8-3.
Laws win. They knock off Amsterdam.
What a game. And what a night here at Damaski Field. Once more, the Laws get it done. And again, 2 straight against Amsterdam in the season series. So they win the last 2 from the Mohawks. Mohawks are going to drop to 30-11-2. Outlaws will go to 9-31. And tomorrow on Oneonta Fan Appreciation Night, Mikey, this team is going to be playing to finish the year with double-digit wins.
We are hoping. We need it. The news.
Well, in terms of biggest moment from the game tonight, what do you got for me?
I would say the start and the dominance from Asa Dugan out of the bullpen. I think that's what propelled them to the win.
Well, and the Law is going to look to try to ride that into tomorrow. Final night of the regular season here in 2025. We're hosting Glen Falls, 7 o'clock. Pregame live on YouTube, 6:50. Amsterdam finishes the regular season with a date with Mohawk Valley tomorrow, 6:45. One last time, your final tonight, 8-3, as the Laws do the job and take down Amsterdam. We'll see you tomorrow back here for one last time. Have a great rest of your night. And as always,
thank you for having me.
Of course, go Laws.